Earlier this month, the Election Commission, an autonomous constitutional authority of the Central Tibetan Administration, announced the commencement of the 2021 Tibetan general election. This will be the fifth direct election for electing a new president of the Central Tibetan Administration and the members of the 17th Tibetan Parliament in exile, after the first one being conducted in the year 2001. Today, we will talk with the Chief Election Commissioner of the Central Tibetan Administration, Wangdu Tsering Pesur, and get some basic idea about the electoral system of the Tibetan general elections. May we begin by asking you to briefly explain the position of the Election Commission within the CTA and its key functions?
First of all, my sincere wishes to all, and all remain in a very good health. I'm very happy to be over here, and the main, so to say, status of the Tibetan, so to say, Election Commission, that is being framed under our charter in 97 chapter articles. It's derived from them, and under the that rules, we have already framed on election rules and regulations, and under the rules and regulations, Article 4, where they have been given the what authorities is towards the Tibetan Election Commissions. Means that the main function of the Tibetan Election Commission is to conduct free and fair election of the president, parliament, and then the local assembly, then the Tibetan Settlement Authority, and then the Tibetan Freedom Movement, and the Tibetan Election Commission, Regional Election Commission. And main duty is to conduct free and fair elections from that status here.
So what are the electoral procedures of the Tibetan general elections?
Actually, Tibetan election is very typical if we just compare with the other democratic systems. Means that we don't have any kind of so to say party systems, and it's been directly appointed from the public. So I think that's really relevant towards the main formation of the democracy. As if we just get towards the how democracy votes has been arrived, this has been arrived from the Greek, so to say, Greece community in a Greek language. It calls that demos, means that the common people, and kratos, that means the strength, means that the people's strength. So in our system, it's really direct towards the people's strength, and the formation of the election is like that. That first and foremost, we will have the electoral registration system in a well way. And after the conducting the so to say registration, then the preliminary so to say election system will come up, from where under our charter we have been allocated so to say 10 seat each towards the province, and then towards the religious sects we have provided 2 seats towards the Gilu, Kagyu, Nyingma, Sakya, and the Phimbo. Apart from that, we have allocated 2 seats towards the so to say America, and 2 seats towards Europe, and 1 seat towards the Australasia. So 45 parliament seats were there, and these seats are being regulated in under our rules and regulations, and we formally conduct the preliminary election. And in the parliament systems, parliamentary election system, there is one very special clause, means that if the candidate who himself is feeling capable can come up with the volunteers, volunteers, and for those they have to be if they were going to contest in the parliament seats, then whoever the candidate should be 18, 25 years, and being a Tibetan, and there are kind of 9 regulated so to say regulations, and if he fulfills that one, then he needs the kind of support from the genuine 25 voters from his region, you know. And after fulfilling all those things, then they have to come up with the regional election commissions, and he has to deposit 15,000 rupees if whoever is contesting from the India, Nepal and Bhutan. But if those who are like contesting from the America and Europe sides, then they have to deposit $500. And whoever have like fulfilled the election, means that who have attained the votes of more than 40%, then if candidate could not success to be like elected, then election commission will reimburse that amount to, means that return back that money towards the candidates. But if he could not like so to say attain 40% of the votes, then his money will be forfeited. Means that there is a clear so to say opportunity. Whoever wanted to come up as a volunteer, they do have the opportunity, as well as there are like kind of regulated seats, means that 45 seats were there, and that they have to come either from the province or the sects, or the like kind of regulated seats from the America, Europe and the Australasia. Yes.
Right.
And after like completing this thing preliminary, then the election commission will announce the more than like kind of 3 so to say candidate each from for each post, and whoever wanted to resign or either don't want to contest from the election, they can do the things. And finally we will like announce the 2 each candidate for the seat with the volunteers, and after that then we will conduct the main so to say election, and whoever won, then that will be like declared from the election commission. Yes.
All right.
So these are the like kind of procedure.
So for an individual to announce his or her candidacy, and for all those Tibetans who wish to vote, what are the respective criteria?
For the voters, according under the like kind of rules and regulations, under the Article 18 section 4, it's required 3 so to say regulations. One is that the voter who should be above 18 years. That is the formal kind of requirement. And after that, the person who should not be like kind of divulged towards the rules and regulations, means that who have not been like across to the rules and regulations. And third ones who should be registered. That is the one of the main important criteria. So I must like request each and every Tibetans all over the world to kindly register the registration. If not, he may not be able to entitled to vote. Yes.
Yes. Kumar, so the exiled Tibetans are scattered across more than 40 countries. How do you make sure that the election is conducted efficiently and in a transparent way?
We do have a very good system. It means that the Chief Election Commission, who will be like appointed through a very long procedure, means that first there will be a certain high-level committee which consisting of the president, chairman and co-chairman, then the chief justice. With that kind of so to say committee, and they will form a committee to trace out the candidature, and 3-member committee, they will like put up 2 so to say candidates, and that has to be kind of voted from the parliament, you know. So myself, the Chief Election Commissioner, as well as the additional Chief Commissioner, all are coming up with the certain rules and regulations. Under our direction, we do have 57 regional Tibetan election commission, regional Tibetan election commission, and we are in a very good network, and we do have the certain kind of facilities that we always share their kind of grievances each days, and that kind of facilities are there. And suppose like in other countries also, like suppose like in America, the representative office of the Tibet will be the regional election commissioner. As such, the Europe, as such Swiss, as such as in Australia, means that each and every we do have that branches, and to conduct the election is not so difficult. But main thing is that although we are not so populated, but we've been spread in whole over the world. That is the challenges, yes.
Right, Gungo. So are there any changes in the electoral procedure or electoral rules this time? Any do's and don'ts for the candidates as well as the voters?
Oh, yes. After experiencing the 16th parliamentary election, we had an experience that certain things has to be changes, Accordingly, a high-level committee has been formed to draft the amendments of the election rules and regulations, and under that, under the Tibetan, so to say, election rules and regulation, we do have 85 chapters. Apart from the 85 chapters, 32 chapters has been so to say amended, and the main important parts are, one thing that's in earlier, all the non-governmental organization as well as the provincial committee as well as from the regional sect, whoever maybe they can contribute towards their candidates, but it has been avoided at this amendment, and nobody, no so to say committee or no association can put up or back up for their so to say candidacy. So that things were there, and considering the value of the schools, it has been totally restricted that no candidate can campaign or either distribute pamphlet around the school campuses. That is also one of the major kind of a change. And under the rules 24 and 25, there was major changes. Means that if the candidate who have been corrupted or willing to corrupt, and there kind of any kind of enforcement either to contest or either to vote, then certain mischievous will be punished under the Article 25th of the rules and regulation, where it stated that they will be forfeited their voting rights for 8 years. That kind of rules has been changes. And one of the major changes was being in Article 67, where the presidential election. Earlier, we do have a certain clause that candidate whoever have 18 kind of means that if suppose there are 2 candidates and one wanted to resign, and if remain one, then one who have 18 more than 51% can be directly elected. But in this amendment, now there were further kind of extension of that clause, and it has stated that the candidate, whoever the presidential candidate, have obtained more than 60% in preliminary election, then he will be elected as a no kind of revolts. Means that he will be directly elected from the preliminary itself.
So there will be no final elections
no final
after
election,
that?
Yes, yes. So these are some kind of the major changes being amended recently. Yeah.
Thank you so much for helping us create awareness on the Tibetan general election.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was Wangdu Tsering Pesur on Tibetan general election. Thank you for watching Tibettv.